The first time I saw him, he was standing in my kitchen, dripping wet, shirtless, and entirely translucent. "You're in my flat," I said, wielding a wooden spoon like a sword. "Also, nice abs, but you're dead, right?" He blinked. "Technically, but that doesn't mean I deserve to be threatened with, 'Is that maple syrup on that?' Welcome to breakfast at my place." Part 1. Strange Occupants and Stranger Occupations. You'd think a London flat share would be the weirdest part of my life. You'd be wrong. The strangest thing happened 3 months ago when I inherited this place from my great-aunt Moira, a woman who brewed her own mead and swore cats were time travelers. Turns out she was the least eccentric thing about this flat. Because 3 mornings in a row now, I've walked into the kitchen and found him. Shirtless, broody, and glowing faintly blue like a cursed Calvin Klein ad. "Are you haunting me or just squatting?" I asked on day 3. He smirked, folding phantom arms across a chest that physics no longer applied to. "I'm tethered, not squatting, and trust me, I'd rather haunt someone with better tea." "Then cross over, find the light, leave a review on Yelp." "I would, but there's this tiny issue," he said, stepping through the kitchen table for dramatic effect. "Someone cursed me into limbo, and the only way out is complicated." Of course it is. Part 2. Who are you gonna call? Probably me. My name is Talia Carr. I'm a freelance illustrator, part-time barista, and full-time magnet for the weird and unwanted, exes included. So naturally, I did what any rational 29-year-old would do when faced with a flirty ghost. I Googled how to unhaunt a flat. That's how I ended up dragging him, yes, still ghostly, to Camden Market. "Why are we here?" he asked, gliding along beside me like a sarcastic cloud. "Because old Esther, the tarot reader with the tattooed eyeballs, owes me a favor." He raised an ethereal brow. "Are all your friends occult adjacent?" "I'm eclectic." And completely mad. "Thank you." Old Esther took one look at him and said, "Oh, you're cursed all right. Nasty business. Love spell gone wrong? Very messy." He groaned. "Tell me about it." "Literally?" I said, hands on hips, because I'd love a little backstory before I commit to ghost rescue. He looked at me, and for the first time his smirk faded. I was betrayed. By someone I loved. She bound my spirit to this plane so I'd never move on, not until the curse was broken by true love freely given. I blinked. That's extremely inconvenient and also incredibly cliché. Welcome to my eternity. Part 4. Things that go bump and flirt in the night. Here's the thing. I didn't mean to fall for him. I have a strict no dating ghosts policy. Too many boundary issues, literally. But he was funny, sharp. He made coffee the way I liked it, even if he couldn't drink it himself. He floated beside me while I worked, made sarcastic commentary during my Zoom meetings, and whispered poetry when he thought I was asleep. His name was Adrian. He died in 1887, which honestly explained his grammar. And somewhere between mocking his taste in waistcoats and dodging spectral mood swings, I realized something terrifying. I didn't want him to leave. "Is that selfish?" I asked one night, curled up with a blanket while he hovered just beside me, our fingers almost, never touching. He said, "Maybe, but it's mutual." Part 5. Curses break, hearts don't have to. Curses are tricky. They don't unravel neatly like fairy tales. No true love's kiss nonsense, no magical sunsets, just layers of emotional knots you have to undo with honesty. So we talked. About everything. The woman who cursed him, Clara, had been a witch. Obsessive, controlling, powerful. When Adrian broke things off, she bound him in anger. Romantic rejection with supernatural consequences. She wanted me to suffer. And then she died before she could undo it. Classic X. We tracked down Clara's old grimoires, spent hours decoding Victorian hexes, and one night, after a particularly close call with a poltergeist in a haunted bookshop, we both sort of leaned in. Our lips didn't meet. Not quite. But it felt like a kiss. the kind you feel in your spine. And for a second, just a second, he was solid. Part 5. Curses break, hearts don't have to. Esther confirmed the curse was weakening. It's not about love spoken, she said, thumbing tarot cards with a knowing grin. It's about love chosen, both of you. The final piece wasn't magic. It was a decision. Adrian had to choose to move on, and I had to choose to let him. Spoiler alert, neither of us were good at goodbyes. We met one last time, at sunrise on the roof of my building. His outline was clearer now, warmer, real. "This is it," he said, voice trembling. "If I go, I won't come back, not even to flirt. You'll haunt someone else, maybe a hedge fund manager." I laughed, then wiped a tear I didn't expect. "Thank you," he said, taking my hand, really taking it, "for seeing me, for choosing me, even just for a little while. You made death inconveniently romantic." And I kissed him, for real. Brief, electric. When I opened my eyes, he was gone. Epilogue. The after. Sometimes I still feel him. In the warmth of morning light, in the turn of a phrase that wasn't mine, in the phantom kiss on my cheek when I doze off on the sofa. Love doesn't end with death, and sometimes being ghosted isn't the worst thing after all.